Hello, 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 and welcome to the live Q&A session. I am Donny Coram, your foreclosure deals coach. Thank you all so much for tuning in each and every single week to our live Q&A. This is the time where we discuss how to find, figure, fund, fix, and flip a foreclosure deal right there in your local market. And today, I want to talk about the find strategy as it relates to on-market versus off-market. And I really hope you guys have some questions. As always, hop in there into the comment section as you have your questions. I want to be sure I address them all. But obviously, while we're getting to the questions, you guys are figuring out what you need to ask. I just want to jump in there. Also, want to thank our new YouTube followers. We just got this launched on our YouTube channel as well. So that's pretty awesome. So thank you guys there in YouTube land for joining us. Again, this is the show where I really want to get you guys all the questions and answers that you need to be confident about joining into coaching for foreclosure deals. One of the things that we teach in the 5F module, remember the modules are find deals, figure deals, which is a fancy way to say to do deal analysis, right? And we have funding deals through my hard and private money lender sources. Then we have fixing those deals to market. This is not A&E's Flip This House. This is not a reality TV series. When you buy a house with my program, I'm going to teach you how to fix it to what the market requires. And then finally flipping that property at a profit of a minimum of $25,000. Okay. And there's a lot of coaches out there. There's a lot of gurus out there who want to mentor you. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting an education. Okay. I think education in yourself is one of the best investments you can make without a question. The problem, guys, is if you're just getting an education, if you're just learning about real estate investing, it's very difficult to monetize that. Imagine this. You go to Harvard, one of the best educational learning institutions in the world, arguably, and their price certainly reflects that, okay? And you spend 4 years getting a degree in medicine, right? And then you hop out of Harvard and you decide to go work at Subway, right? And this is not as uncommon as you would think. A lot of people spend a ton of time on education without executing on that education. That is not an option here with my coaching program. My charge is to make certain that everybody who does this, who gets in the coaching program, will be equipped with the knowledge they need to do a deal, but also will have the tools that they have to actually get out there and actually complete a profitable fix and flip deal. Okay, so if that describes you, if this is something that you've just always wanted to do, I swear I talk to people a couple of times a week, and I'm like, man, I've just always wanted to do this, but most of them just cannot get out of their own way. And again, I know it's a big investment. Coaching in general is a big investment. I have spent 6 figures comfortably on coaching and information, but I'll tell you this, every time I make that investment, I take action on the coaching that I'm offered and that I'm able to purchase. And it's a large result in how I was able to build a flipping business that did 47 fix and flips in 2021 alone, 40 in 2020. And we were solidly on track, my wife and I, to doing 60 fix and flips in 2022. But the market had other ideas. And to be perfectly honest with you, I had burnt out a little bit. You know, when you're doing that many deals, it's 60 to 80 hours a week. And I just wasn't super happy with the way life was being lived. So I decided that I was going to alter my career into coaching people on how to do fix and flip deals as opposed to doing fix and flip deals myself. So that's how we came to get here. Getting back to the topic on hand. Hey, there you go. It needs to drive to engage, right? The idea is when you are doing something that somebody is guiding you on, you're going to be more excited every day about doing it. Are you not? Is that not the, and that's what I'm saying, is that the coaching is critical. Thank you for saying that on that comment. I appreciate that because, yeah, it drives me to get stuff done. If you don't have a proper business coach in your life, you're going to find that you're not going to get as much stuff done. You're not going to be as successful at doing it, and you're not going to enjoy the process as much. Okay. I got a business coach 17 years ago when I first started in real estate investing, and it completely changed my life. It's a large part of why I was able to arrive where I was today. And I'm so happy I made that investment. Obviously, you know, being held accountable is not always fun, right? Sometimes you don't want to have to do the work. Right? Sometimes you don't want to be told this is what it's going to take to get the deal done. But what's different about my coaching as opposed to other coaching products out there is that I'm going to stick with you until we get a result. That's important to me. okay? That we're going to work together until we get the desired result, which is you flipping your first deal. Now, in general, I'm getting that done in 90 days or less. My clients are going under contract on their first deal within 90 days because there is, believe it or not, a abundance of deals available in market right now because the market's starting to fade. The fear, and it's a valid concern, is that the market may continue to go down. But I'll be frank with you and say that every market, there's a floor. There's just the lowest prices can go in a given market. I will tell you in Colorado Springs, the cheapest you're going to be able to buy a nice house is $350,000, right? It is just not going to go lower than that, okay? And I'm not saying it can't. I'm just saying based on trend analysis, even when the market was really bad last time, we didn't get much below $300,000, right, to get a nice house in this market. And a lot of that's going to be driven by the rental market. You got to keep in mind that most buyers have to compare renting versus buying to decide which is the best route for them, right? Well, when you look at what it costs to rent, there's absolutely no doubt, that buying is going to be better in almost every situation. Okay, so now they're going to go to the market and go, well, we were going to be able to spend $2,000 a month for rent, right? And we can get a house for maybe a little bit more, $2,100, $2,200, right? But it'll be a nice house. That $2,000 for rent is going to go to an apartment that might have some amenities like a pool and etc. But you got to be quiet. You know, the kids can't be too loud because the neighbors might get upset. There's no place to put your dog, right? So home ownership in almost every case is going to win out over renting a property. Okay. So again, today I want to talk about our on-market strategy to find deals versus our off-market strategy to find deals. So when we look at doing the on-market strategy, what I use is the Privy application. And I mention it all the time on the podcast, but I just want to pop it up here for you guys watching live, because if you're trying to decide, if you're convincing yourself right now, you're watching this and you're going, there are just no deals in my local market, you're wrong. Check out the Privy application, and I can promise you that if you're consistently watching Privy or setting it up to automatically send you deals in your local market, you will find deals in your local market. I promise. Like, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind. The issue that people face is they don't know how to consistently find those deals, right? So what I teach in the course is, first, how do we get your on-market strategy set up? And I call that my deal flow accelerator system. And it basically cements around the Privy application and using it to find deals. I'm going to share my screen here real quickly, so stay tuned here. Hold just a minute. All right, that's proving to be. This one. Sorry, guys. Not as techie as I think I am sometimes, you know what I mean? Okay, here we go. Sharing screen. All right, you guys can already see it. Okay. In the Privy application, I was analyzing another property, so it popped up there. But in the Privy application, you put in your neighborhood. Now, I would advise when you're getting started, go outside where you think, like, I'm in Colorado Springs, Colorado, but it's inside the El Paso County, Colorado area, okay? Real quick filters, and it used to filter this automatically. Recently, I've had to go back in and reset the filter. I just need to put a save search in so I don't have to filter like this all the time. But you see El Paso County, Colorado, and you see I want to get properties that are fix and flip potentials that have an ARV of 75%, where they're priced at 75% or less of what the system thinks the after repaired value should be is. Okay, we run that search and it brings up properties. Now, again, it's using an artificial intelligence. So is it always right? Absolutely not. Actually, I'd say it has more false positives than positives, but it's better to get yourself trained to understand that there are deals in every market than going into the world every day thinking, well, I can't do this because there are simply no deals where I'm located. Check this property out. I know this neighborhood. It's a 1999 built home for $230,000. Now, I can tell you for certain that this is a neighborhood that goes for a lot more. But first thing we want to do is look at what we're getting into, right? What is this thing what work is this gonna take? Well, I already know this property because I've seen it. It flooded. And that's happening a lot in Colorado. Heating's getting very expensive. People are not paying if the house is vacant, right? They forget to pay the heating bill. The house the pipes freeze when things get super cold around here, and then they let the thing go bad. So this is one of those examples. It came in from the ceiling here, took out the entire kitchen. Anyway, they're asking 230 grand, okay? This is obviously going to take a little bit more sophisticated of an investor because it needs a lot of drywall work. We got to do a lot more work. And generally speaking, I want my first-time investors to just do cosmetic repairs, okay? But this is still a good example of the fact that there are deals all the time. If we look here, you're going to notice that there are some investor comps. These are the sold comps in the neighborhood. The way I want to filter this data is on more recent. What's the most recent house that's sold? Check out this one. Our property is on 887 Rancher Drive, the one we're evaluating. This one is on 895 Rancher Drive, and just about 2 weeks or so ago, it sold for $371,000. Now, again, the property in question needs a lot of work. Given the drywall that we got to do, I'm guessing we're going to spend $50,000, maybe even $60,000. So this is a pretty hefty remodel. And let's just assume it's 60 grand. Okay, I'm aiming high. I don't think it's going to cost me that much. I've got great contractors. I can get it done a little cheaper than most. But let's say it's 60,000. That's 290,000 we'd be into this property for, with the hopes of selling it for $370,000. The minimum profit I want to make you is 225. So this deal alone is going to blow way past that. And it took me 5 minutes to locate a deal in my market on the off market. It's not that difficult to do it. Okay, you just got to be committed. And that's why I tell people who are starting with the coaching, we're going to start you with an on-market strategy for locating deals. I will tell you with certain you can get better deals in the off market, but it requires a larger time investment and it requires a larger financial investment. You now have to pay for advertising. In my coaching, I provide you with a website so you can get off-market deals, but it takes a while to drive traffic to that website, right? I want to show you, while I've got you, I want to show you the off-market website I'm using. I use an Investor Carrot site. And again, it's an investment to get this site, and it's an investment to drive traffic to the site. So when you're starting out and you've already made an investment in coaching and you need to have some money available to do your deal, the investment starts to get a little heavy if you go off market. But if you're in a spot where you can buy your off market, you can get your off market site, you're good to go to do this. When you sign up for the coaching, I'm going to give you a free site. So you're going to have an off market site set up, but and it won't be the Investor Carrot site. It's a template site I had created specifically for my clients, but it serves two purposes. Purpose number one is that if you do drive traffic to it in your travels as you're meeting people, you tell people, hey, go check me out. I've got this website. It gives you an idea on how I function. And number two, the lenders want to see that you're a good borrower. So when you're trying to get a hard money loan, they kind of want to know that you know what you're doing. One way to make them feel good about that is that they can go to your buying website and see that you've invested some time to create a professional brand. I tell you, that goes a long way with the lenders. So I offer that as a free benefit to the coaching product when you jump on board. So just kind of keep that in mind. That's kind of a cool feature that we just added on, is you'll have that when you sign up for coaching. Okay. So with all that said, I'm going to get rid of this banner here and hop back on screen. Okay. What you have is a fully turnkey operation, whether you're doing on market and off market, the day you start up. People are getting in this going, I'm going to figure it out on your own. And I over and over again use the analogy, if you were getting a pilot's license, you certainly would not just hop into a plane and sort it out. Would you? I mean, if the answer is yes, I don't know if I want to go flying with you. Just being frank with you. I say that in jest, but it's funny how many people hop into real estate investing thinking, man, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go buy a house. I'm going to figure out how to fix it on my own. And darn it, I'm going to make a profit. Listen, guys, I did that as my first deal. If you listen to my first podcast episode, I hopped out. I didn't know anything about anything. And I did my first fix and flip deal, and it did go well. Okay. I managed to make $17,846.32. But who's counting, right? And I was excited, but it was super risky. I did everything wrong. I could have made at least 10,000 more in profit if I had followed the right formula, okay? And I could have lost everything because I didn't know what I was doing. I highly advise to get coaching. Immediately after I did that deal, I realized I needed help. I needed mentorship. I needed somebody to train me through it. And I went out and got a local mentor, Mike Jake, still a good friend of mine to this day, right? And he helped me to to build my business to where it is today. That seems like so long ago. It was like 17 years ago, 18 years ago that I got started. Today, I am dedicating my life to making sure I can help people just like you to first build an on-market strategy by getting privy and getting that configured so it's sending you deals, and then an off-market strategy. Now, I'll be frank with you. We're getting deals so fast with my clients that I've not worked with very many of them on finding deals. One of the things that I'm doing is I'm finding the deals for my clients because I want to get them into an investment as soon as possible. And honestly, I don't want to distract them by looking at other deals. So most of them are fast forwarding through the finding stage within a month in a lot of cases. My fastest client was under contract on his deal literally the same day that we signed the coaching agreement. He went under contract on a deal because I've currently got a backlog of deals that I have to fill. The market is shifting and I'm able to find deals relatively accurately. You don't want a mentor who's just going to teach you how to find deals. I'm going to hold your hand and make sure that you do find a deal in your local market. I want everybody who signs up for the coaching product to make sure that we're doing a deal. So I'm fast forwarding through that. As they get these deals done, we're going to start talking a little bit more about what they learned, if they've got their contractors. And I promise you that first deal is so empowering. It makes you feel so good. And then you got this big paycheck too, right? You can pay off some credit cards. You can go on a nice vacation with your spouse, right? And then you come back, you're refreshed and you're like, I can do this. You get that belief that it's hard to explain to you until you do it. And that's where the coaching comes in, is it's trying to take those mindset issues off of you so you're not afraid to go do this continually. But this is not the idea behind this. Is not that you're going to get coaching, flip one house and be content, but rather you're going to flip as many of these at a 25,000 profit as you want. Okay, so this becomes, I'd like my clients to be consistently at 4 deals a year. That would be my dream target for my clients. About 100 grand a year, maybe more coming in. They can travel, they can live, right? They understand the real estate market well enough to benefit from it, but they don't have to do it as a full-time gig. Guys, the idea is finding a retirement, and you can keep your day job. You don't have to. A lot of people just want to flip full-time. That's all they want to do. But if you have a consistent income somewhere else, you don't have to give that up. I can tell you I gave it up. And although I did more flips than I possibly could have fathomed, I regret that a little bit because it added so much stress to my wife and I's lives that we just had to flip to survive. And I don't want that for my clients. Listen, 100 grand a year is plenty of income for most people. And I'm totally understating the capability of this. I've done flips. My best flip ever made me over $180,000. That was on $1 million house, $1.4 million house. So it's super rare, but you could do 4 flips a year if you want to trade in the luxury market, making 6 figures plus a deal and live like a kings and queens just doing 4 deals a year. So it doesn't have to be this price point. I'm just saying when you're getting started out, I want to keep you out of harm's way. I want to keep you excited about investing in real estate. And like Rob mentioned here, I want to keep you accountable. I want to keep you accountable to getting this deal done, because the sooner you get it done and you really respect what it takes to get a deal done, the easier your life's going to be, the more accurate you're going to find being able to raise money to do deals more effectively. And honestly, the problem I have right now is I did so many deals that my deal flow is excessive. Like people come to me literally every day. Somebody's coming to me with a deal. So now I figured, well, I can't do them all. I don't want to do them all because of how stressful it is, but I certainly can help other people just like you to do deals. That particularly speaks to clients in my local market here in Colorado Springs, but I'm predicting based on the growth of the company that I'm going to have this problem all across the country. Right? Once you are an authority in wholesale, deals tend to find you. That's just the reality of how it works. So I want to be the primary supplier of your deals, but I also want to teach you how to find deals on your own, as my coach did. So at some point, you don't necessarily need the coaching. This is not about wanting to have you as my client for the rest of your lives, but rather as long as it makes sense, as long as you are growing your company to where you need it to be comfortable doing it, that I want to be a part of that. That's the idea for the growth. So kind of enough talking for today from me. You got a feel for the on-market strategy, little feel for the off-market strategy. We've got a good amount of viewers right now. So let's open it up. We usually try to cut this off at 20, 25 minutes, give or take. So this is a good time to ask some questions. If anybody has any questions out there, please hop into the comments wherever you happen to be. I would love to answer some questions for you. But I hope you got something out of this. And as I'm waiting for questions to pop up, head out to foreclosuredealscoach.com and let's do a coaching call. If you feel like you're ready, if you're looking to head to the next level, join the Facebook group at FD Coach Group. You can get there faster by hitting the Facebook group. And then you can ask to direct message me, and we can have a conversation about whether it's a right time for you to join in the coaching. And I'll be frank with you. If you are not ready, I'm going to tell you that. Right? There are certain people I have conversations with who are just not in the right mental state, not the right financial state. They're not ready to do this. Okay. That happens. And that's okay. I want to be honest with you. In that situation, I've got a course, and my course will help you through that. Hey, well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. My goal is to add value. I really want to help you guys out here, because that's the idea behind this. And imagine a world, a community where people are compensated just for adding value. Isn't it incredible how this new medium is changing the way that people learn and stuff? My daughter is in a great college, Gustavus Adolphus University in Minnesota, and I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of what she's going to accomplish as she grows into an adult. She's 19 years old, and she's killing it. But I'll be frank with you, the education system, as we know it, is not functioning. Right? I would have much rather, she just didn't want to do real estate. She's like, Dad, I don't want to do that. She's doing medicine. So I can't complain about her wanting to be out there saving lives. Right? But it's like, I would much rather she had followed this path. It would have been a much less expensive education and much more lucrative. Now we're in a world where everybody can take advantage of the teachings that I have several coaches. I got a coach for coaching. I got a coach for marketing. I got a coach for content strategy. Okay. I've got people I work with every single day, and they're changing my life. And in turn, I get to come out here and change your life. So thank you for saying that. I really do appreciate the fact that I added some value to you today and in general. Any other questions? Can I answer anything? Is there, I guess, I always wonder, what stops you? What's preventing you from joining into this? And I just, if you can be frank with me about that, I'm not from a sales pitch angle at all, okay? But more of a, what would prevent you? Thank you. I really want to be insightful and interesting. I appreciate that. But if anybody could comment on that, obviously there's a fear. Right? There's a fear that you're going to make an investment and you can't do it. But for me, it's such a no-brainer to work off of. Let me get more capital. I hope to work with you soon. Okay, too many irons in the fire. Now we're getting somewhere. I love that. And that's accurate, right? It's an accurate thing where if you don't feel like you've got the bandwidth right now to really dive into what this is going to require, this probably isn't the right time. I fully agree with that, right? I will tell you, though, you got to prioritize the irons. And I see that you're working on the irons, and I appreciate that. But understand that until something changes, nothing's going to change, right? So I had to put a full stop. And I have to tell you, as the market went south, okay, just a quick personal story on me. The market went bad in June, July last year, right? And suddenly we've got houses we cannot sell. We're in a jam with the private and hard money lenders. We didn't know what we were going to do because the houses simply weren't selling. You know what I mean? So had to figure out what we're going to do. We're still fighting that out a little bit, but thank God for my wife, because she kicked into really being an administrator on getting rid of these properties, a lot of times at a loss. Okay, so I don't want to sit here and tell you that this is always perfect. In a massive market shift like we just hit, it can happen. Today, I'm not worried about it because you can buy properties so well that you can now sell them at the current market prices. But when we bought them, we were paying a premium because everybody was paying a premium. Okay, and I don't want to create this rosy picture that this is always perfect, because it's not. The reality of this is there are going to be problems with anybody starting a business. The idea behind coaching is that I can make those problems less painful, because I've been through pretty much everything you're going to go through, because I've done it twice. I got a question. Thank you. Could you use an LLC or get a loan through the LLC? Yes, absolutely. Understand that the lenders that I'm a hard money lender. Traction Capital is my lending company. Okay. The lenders that I broker to require that you get the loan through the LLC. You cannot buy a property to flip with the loans that I use in your personal name. So you have to set up an LLC, which I help you with in the coaching. I'll get your business structure set up for you. You also have to get an EIN number from the IRS, and you got to get a business banking account for that business. So the loan that you're going to get will be the company is fully liable for that loan. Some of the lenders require a personal guarantee on that loan. Some do not. Obviously, we prefer the ones that don't require the personal guarantee. But if you got to get the loan done with a personal guarantee, you got to get the loan done with a personal guarantee, right? So that's just part of the game, as it were. But yeah, you are going to use an LLC. We help you to establish business credit. And the more deals that you do, the stronger your business credit is going to be. At my peak, we had over $6 million in hard money loans out there. And that's because the business credit was so strong that I was able to finance $6 million in property without using my personal credit. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine having $6 million in loans? It was terrifying. But the flip side of that is we were selling 4 to 5 flips a month, right? And the profits when things were going up at that point were so amazing that even though I had some massive loan payments to deal with, it was totally worth it. One of the most incredible times of my life. I tell you, I wouldn't do it again. I'll give you that. But it was just such a great time to learn. The team that I formed during that time was amazing. A lot of them are still with me today. I get to work with them now. But we had to scale the operation back. We couldn't have the salaries and staff that we did. So I sit before you today as someone who tells you in my elite coaching program, I set up your on-market. I get you the website. I hire your operations manager. I help you hire your construction manager. I'm not even taking on the elite coaching clients right now because we're dialing in some of those systems. But a lot of people who do the basic coaching are not going to be happy doing 3 to 4 deals a year. They're going to want to scale this thing to make 20 deals, 10 to 20 deals. In that situation, you're going to need the fully elite coaching package. Obviously, it's a higher investment and it's only for people who really want it. But obviously, the first step is going to be get your LLC set up. Did that answer your question about the LLC? Let me know otherwise if I didn't quite answer that question for you. Are there any other questions? Is there anything else I can help you guys with? Excellent. Okay, thank you. Guys, I want my commitment here is to be the best real estate investment coach available. Okay. And it's hard. It's a hard system to rank by. It's a hard system to define because how do you know what the other guys are doing? There's a lot of coaching programs out there. So the best way I can feel good about what I do is by getting results from my clientele. It's by working with people who I can show are actually getting results. And I'm saving the testimonials for people who have closed deals. We're just getting that process where a bunch of people went under contract in December and January, but please stay tuned. Okay. I try to share the testimonials of people who have bought deals so you know that activity is happening. And I'm not just this guy on a screen trying to pitch coaching to you, but just wait till we get the end game and you see these closings and the checks these people are getting. I promise you it's going to change your opinion of this. And it's going to change the pricing. Okay. As I'm a little less than proven, although I've done lots of flips, I'm discounting this to levels that everybody I talk to, my coach and whatnot I've talked to says I'm charging too little for what I offer here. Okay. But I feel good about it because I'm building that momentum right now. And I don't want to jump ship on that until I've got a couple testimonials. But I promise the value right now is better than it's ever going to be because I'm building that momentum as a coach. Okay. In your world, whatever you're facing, whatever things that are stopping you, working on reducing those irons, etc. I'm not a counselor. Okay. And please don't take that negatively. I'm not here to solve your personal problems. On the flip side of that, one of the problems I can solve are your financial problems. Right. And I can tell you from experience that I've been really well off. I've been broke. I've been really well off again, then broke, then really well off. And I'd pick really well off every time, right? If I could pick between the two, I'm promising you I would go with financially equipped every single time, right? I know there are people out there who can function in poverty, and kudos to them. And I don't knock that. Certain people are just content with a basic existence at a basic job, making basic income. There's nothing wrong with that. So please don't take that as a negative. It's just not for me, right? If you want more out of your life, the key to that is to add value at a very high level. Let me tell you one way you can add value. People want to buy houses. Okay. They want to, especially now, they want to buy nice houses. But unfortunately, there's a bunch of ugly houses on the market right now. And the foreclosures are going to make that much worse. Okay. So now nice houses are going to go at an extreme premium. Right? They're going to be ugly houses in the market that are just going to sit. There was a time when the ugly houses were selling, and they were selling because the market was so hot that people just wanted a house badly enough they'd pay anything for it. That ship has sailed. Nice houses are going to be at a premium because there's going to be less of them. Okay. And as a result of that, the value you're adding to society and lining your pockets while doing so is that you're taking ugly houses and making them nice for homeowners, people who can't afford a brand new home. right? Because those are going at a massive premium right now. So they're buying a resale property that's been painted, carpeted, it's got new appliances and new countertops, and they are smiling at that closing. You have changed that family's life. Okay. The more impact you have on society, the more money you are going to make. So get those irons out of the way. Right? Don't worry about where the capital is going to come from. We have ways of creating business credit so you don't even have to use your own money to do these deals, period. You can connect with private money lenders who want to put money into deals. That's all part of the coaching. Okay. So I can't solve all your problems in this Q&A, but what I can help you to do is understand that you've got to take action. Join the Facebook group. Right? Set a time to do a one-on-one coaching session. I'll let you know if now is the right time to get you started on doing your first deal. If it's not, it's okay. Let's stay in contact until it is. I'm not in any rush to sell anybody on coaching. I'm now getting enough momentum that I only need to take the clients that I know I can help. And just last night, I signed a couple. Alan and Tara, if you're watching, thank you for joining the coaching program. But they've been burned so many times from different coaching programs, $20,000 worth of coaching elsewhere to get no results. That pains me. It hurts my heart. And I'm not guaranteeing they're going to buy a house next week or this is going to happen right out of the gate. I am promising you that I'm going to stick with them until I get a result. Okay. And I can do that because I'm very good at finding, figuring, funding, fixing, and flipping foreclosure deals. I have dedicated my life to it. And I will argue there's nobody out there better at it than I am. Okay. And I'm proud of that. I'm extremely proud of that. I want you to join the program if it's the right time for you because I know that I can impact your life. All right, I've gone way over time here, jumping on my soapbox, so I'm going to stop for now. Any other questions I can answer? Anyone? Okay, one last thing. I'm signing up with a financing company for the coaching that we can get you the coaching using other people's money for under $300 a month. Okay. So if the problem is you don't have the capital right now to invest in coaching, we can fix that problem. Here's the problem with that. Okay. If you can't invest in coaching, you might also not have the money to buy the house. Okay. And so if you're in a financial spot where you're just scraping by, I've talked to a couple of people, like they're passionate, they're excited, but they're just scraping by. This is not the right thing for you right now. Okay, I don't want to put you in a worse financial situation. Some capitalization is necessary. Okay, generally I like to see my clients have between 20 and 50,000, 25,000 and 50,000 liquid is kind of the target zone. Okay, if you have that, it's a good fit. If you don't, we got to talk about it. But you can also get my course. So you can get the education that you need. So when you do have the capital or when you're closer to getting the capital, then we can talk about it when we get to that point. But the course could be an option for those of you who don't have the funds to get started at this point. Okay. But now you can finance the coaching. So if you just don't want to tie up the cash, don't. Let's get it financed out. You can divide it over payments over up to 2 or 3 years. So it's a no-brainer for those who don't want to tie up cash into the coaching thing, and that's going to go all the way up to the elite coaching package. So people who don't want to drop that kind of coin on the elite because it is a hefty investment, it can divide it out for you, make that a lot easier. So if you'd like to talk about financing the coaching, once again, hop into the Facebook group. Let's get started there. With that, we are way over time today. Thank you guys who hung out with me to the end today. I really, really appreciate it. Again, keep those questions coming. Join me every single week right here on the Facebook group. Make sure you tell your friends to join the Facebook group. We are accelerating in users in the group, and I promise you the future is absolutely bright for the deal hunters here in the Foreclosure Deals Coach group. With that, this is Donny Coram, your Foreclosure Deals Coach, thanking you yet again for joining me on the Foreclosure Deals Coach live Q&A every week, and reminding you again, don't buy a house, buy a deal.